going on, Jeromes? Beautiful Thursday. It's time for some Vikings Q&A. Thank you, everyone who submitted questions. Periodically, we'll put out in the community tab a call out for questions, and thank you, everyone who tossed a couple in. It's good times. First up, Angel Dutt Sr., longtime OG Jerome, Andy, could you give us Scolders an updated record prediction for the season, wins and losses? So we did a wins and losses video, I think, last week. Came up with about 10-7 if things go right, 11-6. I think the Vikings are obviously going to surprise a lot of people, but on paper, on purpose, it is a tough schedule. Or, you know, it's weird. So a lot of people laud the Bears' schedule as one of the easiest in the NFL, even though the Bears have a fourth-place schedule and the Vikings have a third-place schedule, and there's only a difference of 3 games. But, all right, that's fine. You play who you play, and guess what? Hey, you know, people crying in the breast milk, oh, these are all tough games. Yeah, they got to play the Vikings. They got to play that Flores defense. No one looks forward to playing the Flores defense because what if Flores is mean to the offense? And also, yeah, the upside of this offense, it's certainly there, man. Like, I'm really excited to see what Darnold's going to do because he has nothing to lose. He literally has nothing to lose, and this is his chance to roll the dice and try and get paid. Because, you know, J.J. McCarthy is not looking over his shoulder anymore. The fans aren't going to be clamoring for Nick Mullins anytime soon, so it's his show. And he's got all the weapons, the best weapons. Frankly, it's one of the best situations for any quarterback in the National Football League. So, sling it, man. F it. Let's go. All right, so, yeah, I would say like 10-7, 11-6, you know, pushing for the division. So there you go. Next, Peas. Gilmore, Shaq, Harry, Metellus, all bruisers, but not really known for speed. Any concern about lack of top-end speed on the back end of our defense, or is the hope that a good pass rush will mask that? Well, one hand does wash the other, right? And in terms of, like, speed, I mean, we've had cornerbacks who run like 4.2, except they didn't know what they were doing, so they may as well run a 5.2, right? Whereas you got veterans like Gilmore, Shaq Griffin, Murph. Are they going to break any records at this point in their career? No, in terms of land speed, but they know what they're doing. Same thing with Harrison, and Metellus is turning into a Swiss Army knife, right? So it really is about knowing what your job is, knowing your technique, and just experience. All of them have hit like this nice strata where it's a blend of, well, golden years, yes, especially with Harrison, but guys that have been there, done that, got the T-shirt. There's nothing that you can throw at them that they haven't seen. Plus, you know, the fact that the Vikings pass rush is likely going to be a lot more efficient than it was last year because, I mean, the Vikings led the league in blitzing because they had to. Right? And in terms of, because the Vikings were like middle of the pack, I want to say like 15th in terms of pressure on the quarterback, but they were number 1 in blitzing. That's very inefficient. But I think the Vikings should be able to get home with 4, wanting some more this year, and dropping 7, baby. I kind of like our chances in that spot. Next up, E-Guy. Who do you think we will play in the Super Bowl this year? It's got to be the Dolphins, right? The script writers would be on one, and Vikings, Dolphins, you know, 2 historical franchises and all that stuff tied together by history. And of course, Jefferson showing up and showing out in a Super Bowl, plus slinging Sam Darnold. Like, what do the Vikings do if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl? I mean, you got to extend him long term, right? Or just give him the franchise tag. I don't know, man. But all the beef with Flores and Tua, like, it's written in the stars. But even though the Vikings, you know, are seen as long shots to make the Super Bowl, and the Dolphins are sort of the cat's ass because Tua just got paid, and everyone loves Tyreek Hill for some reason. Mike McDaniel, oh, he's quirky because he vapes and then he recites rap lyrics at press conferences. Cool. I mean, he's with it. Whereas Kevin O'Connell is like, I don't know, like they're of the same ilk, the same young gun, man. But it's okay. Sure. But I think that the Vikings have a better chance to come out of the NFC than the Dolphins, the AFC, because they got to go through Mahomes at some point. And you got to feel bad for the AFC because the AFC is freaking stacked, man. But there's not going to be a lot of movement until Mahomes is like 49 years old. That's it. Next. Cody Pierce, do you think we will be privileged enough to keep the whole coaching staff next year and keep developing guys so we don't have such turnover of bodies? Probably not. And that's the thing that you want, though, is that you want a coaching staff full of dudes who are motivated, who are talented enough to keep leveling up. Now, Flores may be a unique situation because Last year he turned around the Vikings defense precipitously, and he didn't even get a head coaching interview, not a single one. And now this Tua stuff certainly doesn't help. Plus, he got the lawsuit thing holding over him. So I think that he's going to be frozen out again, and he may be here being the Vikings DC for a long time. And I'm definitely okay with that. McCardle, so 2 off seasons ago, McCardle got interviews, I believe, with the Chargers and the Patriots for an OC gig. I think that if he wants to be an OC, I think he deserves to have a shot at it. And then you got guys like Josh McCown. So McCown, I think is going to be Josh McCown is going to be a head coach in this league within 7 years, probably. And McCown, probably looking for a play calling OC spot. I'm sure that he'll get a couple bites at the apple, and it just sort of is what it is. But hey, that's perfectly okay. Next man up, Grant Udinsky. All of a sudden, you're a quarterback's coach again, and we'll just see. Lastly, Wyatt Ellison. What do you expect to happen this season with all the injuries that have occurred, and what do you expect for next season? So this is where I'm supposed to be like, lowered expectations, but no, I actually feel really damn good about this team right now, even though with all of the injuries and various things that have happened with the Vikings this year. I mean, this offense, if they can get the interior offensive line right and they can run the ball and set up play action, you got Jefferson. Eventually, you have Addison. Eventually, you'll have Hawkinson. And Darnold can sling it, man. And if you can keep them clean, baby, this offense can be top 5, and it won't be 5. Defensively, so they were already pissed off for greatness, but now, like Tua, attacking Flores for no reason, it's okay. They're going to rally around their guy. They love Flores, and they're going to play fun, fast, free football. Jihad Ward is going to play outside linebacker and off-ball linebacker for some reason, and they're just going to bring the heat and top 10 defense, and it won't be 10. So I know that a lot of people just want to be Eeyore, the donkey from Winnie the Pooh, just like, oh, here we go. Oh, injuries. We can't have anything. Nah, still going to play the games. F you. F you, F your mom, F your team, F the other squad. Like, we're gonna bring it. Like, I think this year, just because that there is no expectations, like, I think this team is going to be a ton of fun every single week because, hey, win, lose, or draw, we're going to punch the other team in the mouth, and we're going to be super aggressive and light up the scoreboard one way or the other. It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. But that's at Q&A for this beautiful Thursday. You guys are the best, to do. Skull production value.